Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular View.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Let's do that.
I don't want to sit too hard.
That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel Believe.
Because there was no Jay White site.
Okay, just straight up gangbanging.
This story has been fit.
You gotta pay attention.
So Unpopular Review does not.
What is the CEO of, Chris?
Jesus, golly.
Let's start the show. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review. This is X-Men Bright Eyes, and a little late because I had the bright eyes. I just woke up, but I also had the bright eyes and the hate eyes because you know how you already starting to hate Mr. Knox down there.
I didn't hate on anything.
Yes, you did. Now, that being said, we are here.
I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. Since we're on there, when they call me out on it, I'm going to tell you why I don't like it.
That's what I
Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. All right? I am the largest contributor to this damn show, and I have the smallest contribute to that premiere. That's why I don't like it. On top of the fact, I hate, and you know I hate this, when you speed up people's voices. It's so damn annoying to me. Like, you got people sounding like chipmunks. Okay, like see the Superior's voice is golden, and you I hate it. I just hate it. That's all. It's okay. I didn't make it. I didn't create it. And trust me, I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit. So I apologize. But you got thicker skin than me when it comes to this kind of shit. So let's.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular View.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that. We are here to talk about X-Men 97, Episode 7. I am the executive consultant joined by Freckle Sensei as well as Mike Knox. And ladies and gentlemen, we've come to something, part that I think I say almost every single week when it comes to the series. This might have been one of my favorite episodes of the freaking series. It was just an action pack. And if you don't believe at the start of this particular episode, because like I say every week, each episode seems to highlight somebody, how powerful they are and everything. This was like X-Men 97 starring Rogue from beginning to end when she got knocked out. It was like completely starring Rogue. She was on a rampage throughout this entire episode. And I was here for it. Freckles didn't say your thoughts.
Exactly. It was basically Rogue pulled a whole David Ruffin. She was like, I am Rogue. This is the X-Men. Because this is what it's about to be this whole entire episode. From start to finish too, like it was crazy. I want to say even from 1 to 6, 6 was not really my favorite. 7 wasn't like my favorite episode. I'll probably still give that a 5. 5 was still, because goddamn, like it was just too much.
C9. Did you see 9 yet?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, that was the 1 to 6. From 1 to 6, 9. Look, we're gonna have to talk about 9 later. Yeah. What did you think, Mike?
Exactly. I mean, again, I say it a couple of times ago when my wife sits up and goes, "Shit, I gotta watch this." I'm gonna start all over. You know what I mean? That's how you know it's good, right? And Chris says it every episode, and I think they do it for a reason. Now that he's pointed it out, so clearly, this was Rogue's episode. This is her showing her true powers. This is what people were saying. Unfortunately, Sookie Stackhouse, who played Rogue in the movies, could never come back and play Rogue in the new live action, because we know what Sookie Stackhouse did, all that fairy and all that vampirism. She was a fang banger, so you can't bring her back to play Rogue. But this movie, I mean, this cartoon, it feels like a movie sometimes you're watching it. It really does. Again, the dialogue, I'm sorry, if you will, so to speak, in this cartoon is just amazing. And seeing her go on this run, and we talked about it briefly off air last week, when she grabs Task and thinks she's killing him.
Yeah.
That's, my God. And he's like, this is what we come to? And she's like, why wouldn't we come to this? He killed thousands. You know, that was just so deep. And something I realized, I always talked about, who's your favorite MCU characters, right? I grew up never being a Captain America fan, but I realized watching this cartoon, I'm still not a Captain America fan. I'm a Chris Evans Captain America fan. That's America's ass. But in the cartoon, when she threw the shit off, like, yeah, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? This episode to me was not bad. It was better than 6. I'm not the biggest fan of 6 outside of the coming of age story of Storm getting her powers back, but I didn't need that darkness of an episode. I didn't like them actually going out, seeing what, other than us finding out that Professor X is not dead. kind of a thing. Wasn't the biggest fan of episode 6, but still liked it. This episode it shows you what true emotion can be. It shows you with Scott, what he went through with the president and how they still saw us. It's so many. This is where you do start to see the memes that everybody shared that can be quite annoying, that Magneto was right. And that's what this had led us to. Is it a consultant?
Yeah, I can't say I disagree with you. I was a fan of Rogue throughout this whole movie. F Captain America. And I've been on that since Civil War. I was glad she threw his shield because obviously he doesn't need
Iron Man.
I was happy. I was unhappy she didn't attend the funeral. Made Jubilee cry. Let's not make Jubilee cry. But it was sad. It was a sad day, right? Gambit's dead. They said, hey, they opened up the show saying Gambit is dead. In case there was any doubt, Gambit is dead. Right? Yeah. And Rogue is dealing with it, going through the grieving stages. This is how she's grieving about it. She's pissed. She's mad. She's angry. She's hurt. You see it.
Anybody would.
She decides to go after who she holds responsible. She wants that revenge, like most people would. Mm-hmm. The man that was responsible is being held up in country clubs. She got a problem with that. Like, this is why I find and you're in a country club. Oh, you're not going to help me? Even Cyclops is pissed. Oh, y'all not going to help us? Okay, I see y'all only need us when y'all want us.
Yeah.
Phrase you say it. Okay. It was nice, and but he's upset. He wants to go. He wants to see if Madeline Pryor is still alive. And as you know, Madeline Pryor is not alive now. Just like much in soap operas, it's like my 4th, 5th reference to soap operas and UPRE in the last 2 weeks. We know if you don't see a body, odds are that person's not dead.
Yep, Magneto.
Hell, sometimes we saw bodies in soap operas and he wasn't dead
in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, but they ain't even going it.
Now, yeah, because I said it, I think they wanted this last week when we did episode 5 when Gambit died. Like, hey, I'm pretty sure in season 2 or 3, which they're making, Gambit is going to come back. I'm pretty positive, in some way, shape, or
once you saw Cable, once we saw Cable in 5, we knew. Oh, okay, they about to redo this whole entire.
Cable being there is still a little confusing to me. That's the only thing I find wrong in this season. Bishop, they never explain what. Yeah, but they did mention him in later episodes. Like, hey, what happened to Bishop? I still don't understand how Cable went from Apocalypse to now this Bastion person. Mm-hmm. And if you remember the original timeline of this X-Men, he wasn't so easily willy-nilly ready to call everybody dad and mom or aunt. But now he is. So that's a little weird. But we'll talk about that more Cable later. But my favorite scene in this movie. Or show. I keep wanting to call it a movie.
It's that good.
It looks like a movie.
Especially in the next episode.
Oh, absolutely.
My favorite scene in this episode was actually not so much action, but it was dialogue. Mm-hmm. Which they do very well in this series. I mean, very, very well. That's when Rogue finally catches up, or the whole X-Men catches up to Bolivar Trask. He's explaining why he's, I'm so guilty, Shout out to Morph calling him the poor man's Oppenheimer. But
when they first showed Pietro, I was like, how the hell Pietro get there? Oh, that's Morph.
That's Morph, yeah. And they do that. They don't really show him turning into the person.
Yeah.
Hi, Charmaine. However, him showing her, and then he trying to kill himself after explaining, spilling all his guts. He's trying to spill all his guts on the ground. And Rogue catches him to ask more questions, and then lets him go. I got nothing for you, sugar. And everybody except for Wolverine is like, why would you do that? Including her brother, right? Why would you do that? And she gets this powerful speech.
Wolverine was everybody else. Like, so we all.
No, Wolverine this episode was my co-MVP. First, the funeral scene with Jubilee. That's how some people got to deal with it. And then when she told you, said, that's what we are now. He said, well. gotta go.
You knew Wolverine was okay with it because one of the iconic things they do in X-Men, the original, and X-Men this is when he's ready for action, and then they do the little shining thing off of his knives, his blades. He put them in. He's like, well, we're all thinking, right?
We're all thinking.
Well, we're all thinking. We all wanted to do.
We all wanted to. Somebody.
But she gave such a passionate speech about why she did it with no remorse. You know, say he killed a good man, my man. Right? I was like, man. It is a black man. I was like, you go, girl. You go, girl.
Every man needs
sugar.
Neither do I, sugar. He killed a good man. My man. The artist's work. That's why she delivered the line so well, because the artist's work was so well. Just like that was bad. Even though your dumbass wasn't claiming him properly like you should the last couple times you were there. But yes, that's what happened before she got knocked out by Prime. Terminate.
Yeah, that was just
right.
Was that even fair? Like he's whooping their arses, right? And he's like, mutant neutralize. Scott gives him everything. He's so like easily. Summers.
He was
boom, so easy, and all of a sudden he gets taken out by a damn electric grenade.
That only hurts him.
They don't. Yes.
Well, I mean, he is Sentinel, so
I mean, I thought I was watching Fast and Furious all over again. That's how many people didn't get hurt, and I've been watching every last one of them all week long. Neutralize.
Yeah. It was so easy to do that, and then in the next episode, they become. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the next episode. But this I mean, if one person was able to give them all that work and knock Rogue out, not just for the rest of this episode, but the entirety of next episode, right?
Oh, man.
After she was bodying people, General Thunder Ross was like, oh, do we not forget this instructions built for the Hulk? Ain't no way this built. You know, I like, okay.
Do we have like a picture of her of her holding the shield? Because that was my favorite part.
Well, for me, just a little. If you're looking for that, and if I know our time is a little short today. As an old school cartoon guy, when Trash shoots out the rocket fist,
for YouTube TV,
right? The rocket fist. All I saw was, I don't know if y'all remember this. Probably don't. It was a cartoon called Transor Z. When I was a kid, right? It used to come on like your PHL, which is in Philadelphia. That's your alternate from CW channel, right?
I think most of us was watching that too.
They would go Rocket 1, Rocket 2, and the chick with boobs would get shot out. Swear to God, I'm not lying. I was a kid. Rocket 1, boom, left boob. Rocket 2, right boob. That's how I felt when Trash shot his hands out. I was like, oh, Transor Z all over again. You know, I thought that was funny. Thank God for YouTube TV. You didn't say nothing. All right, so what's next? Let's get this thing wrapped up.
That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Good cartoon.
Let's go ahead with our thumbs up and thumbs down. It's like no point, but we still do it because this is what we do on this thing. Let's give our thumbs up and thumbs down. Freckle Sensei, we are going to actually start with you.
Definitely a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it one thumbs up and half of another thumb.
Apparently, it's handicapped. You're
for me, thumbs up. It's just this show is just amazing. It gets better and better every episode,
and it's almost at the end. Right, this season went by. I feel like pretty damn quick.
And I just gotta say this: if y'all seen them, y'all know. I can't wait to talk about what's next because what's next is just to me. It's arguably for me, in my opinion, next to Avatar, the best cartoon I've seen in the last 20 years.
Episode 8 is going to be next Tuesday. We're going to review next Friday just because it just makes the most sense for us to do it, in my opinion. We're actually going to do a double header with 9 and 10 and talk about it because, as we know, next Wednesday is the last episode of the season. And I hate the fact these seasons are so short and they go by so quickly because it's just another year I get older.
Streaming.
Streaming. Yeah. It's just so quick.
Isn't that like another MCU show supposed to be coming out soon?
No, there are rumors that they're going to try to do this with Spider-Man. Apparently, Spider-Man made a cameo in next week's episode. We'll talk more about it. And then the guy admitted
Sony didn't sign off on that.
Sony didn't sign off on it. The guy admitted it that it was. So actually, Sony owns the movie rights, not the TV rights. But the guy admitted that it was Spider-Man from the 90s. I will be interested. Hey, you know what? I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. I will be happy if they did Spider-Man over again. I will be, or Spider-Man 98 is what they're trying to call it. I'll be happy if they do Justice League 2006 or what the hell they want to say. I'm here for all.
Just give me Miles. Just if y'all not gonna give me Static Shock, give me
Make me
Miles.
walk off.
Well, in that case, you don't need
Black
Spider-Man,
fans.
dude.
Give up on Static Shock. That's not coming. Okay.
Static Shock did have a series.
No, he had a great cartoon, by the way. That was just too urban for people to really pay attention to how great that cartoon was. It's very, very urban, and the language and the way they talk, the music.
It came out now,
it was definitely before its time. And I don't say that about a lot of things. People say a lot of times. I do think Static Shock was before its time. I would be down for an X-Men 90, Spider-Man 98. That is my favorite Marvel character. Is Spider-Man. So
that theme song was iconic.
But for me, thumbs up, hands down. Executive consultant, what's the verdict?
I'm glad you asked that.
Are you not entertained?
What a shock.
What had a glitch.
A shock. Oh, yeah, because I did that real quick. But yes, thumbs up for me. I haven't seen that thing give a thumbs down in quite some while between the movies and the TV episodes we're doing, but that's where we are. Well, we already said it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here for this X-Men episode. Remember, next week, episode 8 and then episode 9 and 10, which today's been a 16-minute talk. Next Friday, expected to be half hour to 45 minutes.
If he's not asleep, y'all.
Jam-packed. If I'm, that's a very good, that's a very good one. This man called. I had no recollection of what he was calling for. I thought,
didn't even know what I was even calling for. I was like, he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He got up and just was like, all right.
Yeah, y'all ready? I try to sleep sometimes before my shoot job. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching us. For Freckle Sensei, for Mike Knox, I am the executive consultant, and we are going to see you right here next time at Unpopular Review. Good night, everybody.